Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live. It is Wednesday morning. It is October 11th. It is chilly out. We'll talk about that in just a second. But first, I want to remind you, we go live here on Facebook every morning for you about 8 o'clock. Also, you can find us throughout the day on your Facebook feed later. Watch it whenever you feel like you want to. You can also find us on our Inform YouTube channel. You can also find us on your favorite podcast platform. Just go to inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute, or you can join us every weekday morning from 5 to 7 on air for First News.
All right, a little frosty for some of us once again this morning.
Yeah, big split in temps this morning. Clouds kind of backed into the viewing area. It's always funny when weather moves backwards. So it was moving a little bit from the east to the west. That kept us cloudy in northern Minnesota, and temps stayed in the 40s overnight. On the flip side, where we had a clear sky, including here in Fargo, temps fell to the 30s and even the 20s across North Dakota. So another cold one, frosty certainly this morning. Some of you probably needed the ice scraper quick before you hit the road. Hopefully you did clear the windshield before actually hitting the road. You always see somebody, or you've done it yourself, where they just scrape the little and then they're peeking through it. And then when the sun hits it, it makes it really hard to see.
Oh, impossible.
Guilty. Especially when I was, in high school and you just good enough. Yeah. Too cool to scrape the windshield for sure. Anyways, frosty this morning. Now clouds will start to really roll in throughout the day today. Still some sunshine, not going totally gray, but we'll notice they uptick in the clouds today, especially compared to yesterday. Temps will be in the 50s this afternoon. Gray day for tomorrow and breezy. That'll kind of be our transition day. Things start to pick up and change for tomorrow. Still in the 50s, but with the wind and the clouds, it'll just have an overall cooler feel for tomorrow. And then by Friday, we have rain moving in, especially for the southern parts of the viewing area. Wind, rain, cold, clouds, the whole kit and caboodle. As we wake up on Friday, we'll have showers just rotating through the southern parts of the viewing area, especially I-94 and south throughout the day on Friday. The further north that you are, the less likely you are to see any rain at all. Maybe a quick passing spare shower, but for the most part, looking dry. Our low pressure systems lately have done that. They have moved across South Dakota and southern Minnesota with the core of it, and so the northern parts of the viewing area get missed while the south gets hit pretty hard.
Sure.
If that track changes, so this system has to come over the Rocky Mountains and then really develop and form. So we've still got some time here. Once that develops, we get a better idea of what the actual track is going to look like, because right now it's just kind of scattered, messy showers over at the Rockies. So once it comes over and it develops, we get a better idea of the track. If the track shifts, then the rain impacts shift too. It's similar to what we talk about with winter storms.
Sure.
So we'll watch that. Otherwise, expect heavy rain in the south throughout Friday, drier conditions up to the north. Everyone stays chilly though. Showers are gone by about Saturday morning, and we're dry for the rest of the weekend. Lots of 50s, cloudy weekend, looking pretty gray. Yeah. I think that's everything.
Fall-like nowadays.
Yes, very fall-like. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, with the clouds increasing today and into tomorrow morning will not be as cold as the past two mornings. We'll be in the 40s tomorrow morning.
Heat wave.
Yeah. Woo! Warm.
We're excited about that.
Yeah.
So not super toasty, but we should not have to worry about frost tomorrow morning.
Good.
So if you want to skip the ice scraper tomorrow morning, you'll probably be okay to do so.
Sweet.
Early heads up for that.
I like that.
Okay, I think that's all.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Lydia. All right, well, today you'll likely see flags flying at half staff in North Dakota. We did watch as they were lowered right around sunrise this morning at Fargo City Hall. The governor has ordered that to be in effect to honor those who have lost their lives in Israel. It's in effect until sunset on Friday. Of course, it comes amid chaos and terror in the Middle East, where the terrorist group Hamas attacked Israel.
And happening now, that local church group that was stuck in Israel is now beginning their journey home, thankfully. We've confirmed with that group that they've made it out of the country. They're now in Jordan. They left Bethlehem early yesterday morning by bus. They crossed over into Jordan, where they are now. It's been a stressful time for them, of course, but not only them, but for the loved ones back here at home who are just waiting to see them again. About a third of that group has flights arranged to get back to the U.S. The other members in that group are still trying to figure out how they're going to get home, though, exactly.
And of course, so many, us included, so many people are praying for the safe return of their loved ones, of that church group. We know a lot of them are from Holy Cross Catholic Church in Fargo, and we know right now, we were looking, they are praying 24 hours a day. They actually have a Facebook sign up online. People are signing up for 1 hour slots, an hour long prayer slot. All night long silent prayers were made for the church group's safe return. The chapel
Yeah.
has been kept open so people can go in as well.
And it sounds like they're going to probably do that until they get back.
Until everyone gets back, exactly.
All right, happening today, the Fargo Public School Board and Fargo Education Association are expected to resume contract talks at tonight's school board meeting. It comes just a week after the North Dakota Education Fact-Finding Commission released a report with recommendations on how to solve the standstill in those negotiations. Now the school board and the FEA are expected to go over that report and pick up contract talks, I should say. That meeting happens tonight at 5 o'clock. Now, if the Fact-Finding Commission's recommendations are adopted, it would give qualified teachers a 3.5% increase over 2 years in their pay. It would also continue giving teachers prep time, but at the same time expands the ways some high school teachers' lesson planning time can actually be taken away. It also recommends increasing the elementary school workday by a half hour per week. And of course, we'll continue to follow this story and give you updates this evening on our newscasts.
An associate English professor at NDSU has resigned from her position. Her resignation is tied to an ongoing protest from faculty on the university grounds on how the university is handling women in leadership roles on campus. This is a story that we've been tracking for you here on WDAY. We've learned that when she made this announcement, she also called for a vote of no confidence for NDSU's president, David Cook, which is big. In the letter to the NDSU Senate, Anastasia Andrianova said that she could no longer, in good faith, work with university leadership. It comes after the dismissal of a vice provost for faculty affairs and equity. Her termination, in fact, initially sparked the protests on campus with faculty picketing. That was back in September. Andrianova said her call to vote Cook out of his position is symbolic in a very forceful way, letting the administration know that faculty are dissatisfied with what they're doing. Her motion has not been discussed further. Of course, we're tracking this, but we do know it has been marked as unfinished business for the Faculty Senate's next meeting, which will be on November 13th.
All right, national headline this morning, House Republicans say they hope to take the next steps to elect a new House Speaker. First on the agenda for them is going to be a proposed rule change. It would ensure that a candidate has enough support to take the gavel before a floor vote even happens. After that, Republicans hope to pick their candidate. Two men are now vying for that job as the government shutdown does still loom. Representative Jim Jordan proposes a long-term stopgap funding bill with spending cuts. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise says he wants to get Senate Democrats to negotiate. It's unclear if either candidate currently has enough support to get elected, but as we continue to track it, we'll let you know how that plays out. And then as Republicans are trying to figure out their side of things here, Democrats have taken some action. They're going to nominate Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. He's the current minority leader. Now, this move is largely just symbolic because getting a Democratic speaker with a House controlled by Republicans is probably almost impossible.
Hot Mic with Dom Izzo coming up here, 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. The NDSU and UND football rivalry spans generations and families, and one Fargo family will get to see a father and son each experience playing in the game.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Plus, Dick Bremer joins the show. We talked a lot about this morning. The Twins are facing a must-win tonight, needing to beat the Astros.
Yeah.
Hot Mic coming up, 9 to 11 with Dom Izzo.
Big game.
Big
And
game.
don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to Inform.com. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to take advantage of that deal.
Our next newscast coming up at 11 this morning, and then we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning from 5 to 7.
All right. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.